This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is September 1st, 2021, show number 318. So it's the first day of September. We're getting into that dangerous time of the year, Nick.
We are. September is a notorious month for volatile markets. However, we are right in the first week going into the Labor Day holiday. So generally, I have to think that things will be okay right now. You have to think that the money usually comes in at the start of the month. And then you also have very, very light trading volume. So all positives for the market at the moment.
Yeah. Hey, light volume seems to be the key. The more people they can keep out of the markets, the more they can make the markets go up.
Yeah, when you have lack of participation, trading volumes have been anemic. This is all positive to keep a higher and buoyant market. And that's exactly what we've seen this week.
Hey, so payroll was a big miss today?
Yeah, you had the ADP private payroll report released about 8:15 this morning. And they reported just 374,000 jobs. The expectation was for 600,000. That's a huge miss. The markets didn't seem to care because obviously if you get a weak report, that tells you that the Federal Reserve will continue to money printing and there'll be no tapering or anything like that. Now, this coming Friday, we will have the BLS report from they'll come out with their non-farm payroll report for August. So we'll see how the markets react to that number. Generally, a hot number will spark the taper talk again by the Federal Reserve. But as you know, by now, I only care about the market's reaction. It's really not the number. I don't believe any of it. But we'll see what comes out. We'll just see how the market reacts to that.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, you can't believe any of those numbers that they spew forth because we know where they come from. We know where they pull them out of, put it that way, and we'll just leave it at that. But the enhanced or extended unemployment benefits are expiring within days. Then we should see probably a large surge in employment numbers, and the powers that be will take credit for that.
Well, that's probably true. And again, these things should have expired a long, long time ago because there are 10 million job openings out there right now, and they are unfilled. So, we'll see how that plays out going forward. But yeah, you're probably right. They will take credit for it. They'll take credit for anything.
Yeah, even if it doesn't happen, they'll take credit for it. We know that. One amazing thing I was looking at, Nick, is there's a thing called the glass ceiling or glass door. And there's all these different employment websites, and they rate employers based on reviews of former employees. And it looks like the average average happy with their job is 3.5 stars out of 5. And that is really pretty pathetic. Some places have a higher level, I'm trying to remember who it was. All these companies, though, some of them are really low in the 2s. And you got to wonder what is going on with these companies.
Yeah, that's you have to wonder. I really don't have a great answer for that, but it's a good question.
Yeah, but because you spend so much time at your job, no wonder people don't want to come back to work when they're all miserable, right?
Well, that seems to be the case. Most people in that work for a company really don't love being there. They just do it because they have to do it. Very, very few people do what they love in this world.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be the case. Very sad and very telling. I wonder what the job satisfaction is like in China, in Europe, and in other places around the globe. But, that's something you can do something about. On the other hand, I think surveys would probably tend to underestimate the job satisfaction among people because the people who are most dissatisfied are the ones probably most likely to answer the survey.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. My dad always said to me, he goes, in the United States, you can work 3 jobs if you want, or you can work as many as you want. He goes, but there's always work here. And I have to tend to believe that. And these days, I have to say, uh, if you have gone out to a restaurant lately, I mean, everybody is short staffed. The quality of service has really declined. It's just absolutely terrible. So, again, there's plenty of work out there. It's just about people finding something that they want to do. We'll see how it plays out once this unemployment benefit runs out.
Yeah, and sooner rather than later, it's going to happen. It's going to be real interesting to see where we go. So gold and silver are diverging, which is always an interesting thing. It's kind of the equivalent when market indices diverge.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting today. So gold futures are not down that much. They're just negative by about 7 points. That's a decline of roughly 0.4%. But you have silver today. Silver futures up about 0.6%. They're fading a little bit, but they're nicely in the green today. So I just found that rather interesting that silver now taking a little bit of a leadership position. Full disclosure, I own shares in the SLV at the moment. And I just love the pattern that it made last week. So again, if anybody wants to look at an SLV chart, you could just see that it had a big power surge right there on the 28th of August. And then we did a little bit of consolidating. And even if we consolidate a little bit more, that's a pattern that should see higher price. So good little move for silver today. We'll see where it finishes because it's still early in the session.
All right. And finally, our cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is still holding pretty steady, isn't it?
Yeah, Bitcoin today is basically flat, sitting at around 47,350. All in all, when you look at that Bitcoin chart, you are still in that range. Remember, we talked about that 50% retrace. And really what Bitcoin has been doing is it's really been just trading in that range. So no problems with it right now, but you're still at a very, very pivotal level here.
Right. So this is all interesting. Well, that's it for today. We'll try to get to a show on Friday. Monday, we will be off. If you want to find out more about how Nick does it, just go over to inthemoneystocks.com. Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, and at Kerry Lutz. And emails are always welcome at kl@kerrylutz.com. Nick, we'll talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good, Kerry.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.